Welcome to the supernatural world of Ghosttown, a single-player puzzle adventure VR game by Fireproof Games, creators of the widely acclaimed game series The Room. Their last outing, The Room VR A Dark Matter, I thought was really good. So what have they learned since that? Let's find out. I'm just going to come straight out with it. I absolutely love this game. But, in a bit of a plot twist to how I usually do things on my reviews, I'm going to start with a few negatives. But bear in mind, these are just very minor. It does not change my opinion of this game. When it comes to VR games, physical presence within the VR space is what can really build that immersion and make you feel like you're part of that world. This can be either having a full body or your interaction and touch on various objects. Even though I always prefer to have a full body in VR, or at least full arms, it's not this issue what bothers me with Ghosttown. It's simply that your hands go through virtually all objects, so you never really feel part of this beautiful world they've created. Now I can understand interaction with certain items. In a game like this, when it's mainly puzzle orientated, they kind of want to direct you towards the puzzle, so you're not just picking up random objects and trying to solve things with an object that has nothing to do with the puzzle. I understand that is a design choice, but it's not that interactivity. What I think Ghosttown is missing is just having your hands physically interact with objects and have a presence. Another minor gripe is the occasional level of detail texture loading. As you can see right here, as you walk towards this sigil, it was going in and out of focus when you're walking or walking away from it. But I do take this as a hardware limitation of the standalone device of the Quest. My only other gripe is why is the sprint button the right analog stick? It's just, no, it should be on the left stick. Please change this. Thank you. Okay, now I've got that off my chest, I'm going to tell you why I ignored all of that and why I say you should 100% buy Ghosttown right now on the Quest 3 and whatever format it comes to, because the game is brilliant.
It's getting late and Dugan won't wait forever. Take this drawing with you. My old eyes can't make sense of it, but perhaps you can work it out.
Most people will probably agree about The Room in VR, is the one thing it was really missing was an overall narrative and story to really get involved in. The puzzles were fantastic, but it was just 4 rooms and you wasn't involved in an overall narrative what really drew you in. Ghosttown fixes all of that with an absolutely fantastic story and a stellar cast as well. The voice acting, motion capture is really good in this game. It makes it completely believable. You're in an interactive movie story. This is what people have been wanting from these developers, and they've delivered. You take on the role of Edith Penrose, which is an absolutely fantastic name, is it not? That's a great main lead name. But anyway, she's a medium which works for some kind of government agency, and it's an agency what kind of investigates and covers up magical instances throughout the world. I'm not going to really go into many other story specific details because I don't want to spoil it. It's a narrative you really want to experience for yourself, but all I will say is it is really a great cast and the voice acting is just superb. If you've played any of the Room games by Fireproof, then you'll be instantly familiar with how elaborate they can get with the puzzles. And some of these can be real brain teasers. I actually struggled quite a bit on the Room VR, but I only used the hint system on Ghosttown once, and it's because I was missing something really obvious. And if you play the Room VR, you will instantly recognise the same similar system with the inventory and a little pull down tab which you can use for hints. These are in stages, which doesn't exactly tell you the answer to the puzzle, but it will point you in the correct direction. Like, oh, maybe have you noticed this over here? And then it's got a timer before it gets you the next hint. But if you look around the environment, you should be able to figure a lot of these out. Many of these are mechanically based, but then there is some tricky ones. But overall, I really enjoyed the puzzles. And when you get them correct, you really, really feel smart. And that's a great feeling to have in any video game. Shh, can't hear the voice in my head. So we've talked about the fantastic story, the superb voice acting, the motion capture, and just how brilliant the story drags you in. We've talked about the puzzles, how it's living up to what Fireproof Games have been doing previously, just really making you think and then really feeling good about yourself when you get it right. But what else about Ghosttown has made it one of the most immersive experiences I've played this year, maybe? And that's besides it missing what I want to see as fundamentals in a VR game by having a bit more of a physical presence. What else does it do on top of this? The location design is just so beautifully recreated. It really represents this kind of time period. So I do believe it's some point in the 80s, maybe early 90s, I can't remember which. I just so immersed into everything feels authentic. And the locations are varied, but it's just the way they've delivered the presentation of it combined with the awesome audio. There were times even in the tower block we start in, and I was stood there just looking up at the tower, listening to the ambient sound effects of the area, and the immersion in that moment and the clarity of the image within the Quest 3 headset, because I'll get onto graphics a little bit, but it's very clear. I was immersed. I felt like I was in this underground car park in a tower block in London somewhere, dogs barking, ambient traffic noises. The immersion they deliver, it felt so good. It felt so good. Any little negatives I may have about it, combined with the story, the location, and the fantastic sound design, just makes it really puts you in that position. You feel like you are Edith and you're in those locations. That's what Ghosttown does so well for me. I don't know how else to put it. I can't recommend the game enough because of the immersion level. I am that guy what will look for these details. I'll point them out. And I had a few frame issues in the game. But sometimes you can look past a lot of these things when a game does everything else so bloody well. And I don't swear on my reviews, but I can do a bloody. It's done it so bloody well because the immersion is what you want from VR. If they go that extra step with Fireproof and the next game can go that extra step, the sky's the limit, because the jump from the Room VR to what Ghosttown achieves in ambience and everything, this storytelling is a true step up, and I can't wait to see what the next staircase is going to be, because I love this game. I love Fireproof. It's just, no matter my little minor faults I may pick up or any technicalities, and I do truly believe that with this game it can be a little bit limited on a standalone headset, and this is no disrespect to the Quest 3, because the Quest 3 is very capable and it looks fantastic in the headset, it really does. But I had a few frame drops, and this could have been just the when I was recording, but I did have them when I wasn't recording as well. And as I mentioned before, the few texture pop-ins, I don't, even though I see that, I don't see that. because everything else is so good in this game. It's a must buy for the platform. You really must buy this game for the Quest. If you like a good narrative adventure, if you like puzzles, this is well worth your money. And if you're wondering how long the game is, it probably took me about 5 or 6 hours to clear the game, which I think is a really good length for this narrative. And I think you are getting your money's worth. It's a couple of cinema tickets and a box of popcorn. It's not much to ask for something you can keep enjoying. I do think you are getting your value for money with this game.
Spirits that couldn't accept death, trapped here. Like me.
As you may have gathered, I'm probably going to give Ghosttown quite a decent review score. But what could make it closer to that perfect 10 for me? When it comes to the other platforms, Steam VR and PSVR 2, to get that finesse, the draw distance, using something like foveated rendering on the PSVR 2 could definitely just make everything so much more vibrant real in the world they've created. And if they could add dynamic shadows to the game, where your torch was projecting real life shadows of objects, this would really increase the immersion so much more as well on a dedicated hardware, on a decent PC VR machine, or on PlayStation VR 2 on the PS5. Compared to the standalone, I think it could deliver something truly remarkable. I really hope it gets that little bit of a boost. Not that the game is not fantastic without it, but I'm just imagining the best possible version of this game, and I can't wait until it comes to the other formats.
I can feel the energy radiating off this picture. It must have been important to him.
That we'll never forget.